Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series of Cryptography Network Security. I am your instructor Dr. Ramesh Prajapati, and today I am going to discuss the web security. So let us see the agenda of this video lecture. Today I am going to discuss the location of the security facility in the TCP/IP protocol stack and overview of a secure socket layer. And next is the parameters. What types of parameter will be considered in an SSL protocol? So now let us see the first topic: relative location of the security facility in the TCP/IP protocol stack. So before going to see this topic, in your mind one question: what do you mean by web security? So the web security is the process of securing the confidential data stored online from the unauthorized unauthorized access or modification. We can say that it provides the security for the data over the network. It means let's take one example. You know that the client and server communication. So client send the request to the server, and server will provide the service to the different service to the client. So what type of data we need to secure? So here all user data stored online. It means that the all the bank data, all bank related data, then all the social media data, then all social media data. So these are the data. Now the second data, we can say that electronic publishing system, voice response, and the fax are the vulnerable to attack on the web server over the internet. It is what type of data we need to secure. It means the all user data stored online. It means the all social media data, then all the banking data, all the business transaction. These all are, we can say that, the online. So during this so we need to provide the security for all the data through the on the network. So that's why the web security is very important. Now the second, the web provides the following threats, which makes the web security must. So there are four types of threats: integrity, authentication, confidentiality, and the denial of services. Now you know this all this threats. The integrity, it means during the transmission of the message from the sender to receiver, no one can modify that message. This means if no one can modify the message, it means that no loss of data. But if someone modified the data during the transmission, modified the data, it means it is the loss of information. Now second is authentication. Authentication, it means that both the user, it means the sender and receiver should be authenticated to each other, because sometimes what happens, any unauthorized person or any unauthenticated person send the message to the receiver. So how we can trust that person is a authenticated person or not? So in this scenario we are going to use the authentication. Then the confidentiality means that during the transmission of the message from the sender to the receiver, no one can read the message. If someone can read the message, it means that it is the loss of information. It means when you are logging into the Gmail account, in that during the login of Gmail account, someone see the password when you enter in. So here someone read your password. So this is the loss of information. And the last is the denial of services. Denial of services, it means it prevent the user getting the some resources from the server. So in that scenario again we cannot access the server. So these are the threats will be possible on the web security. Now the next, let us see the location of the security facility in the TCP/IP protocol stack. So now let us see the first. Now here you can see this is the network layer, network level. In network layer, in the bottom layer, it is the internet protocol or internet protocol security. It means in this scenario, we use one protocol, one security protocol, one network security protocol. It is called the IP internet protocol or IP security protocol. It provides the security for the it provides the security on the web. Now the IP security, IP is a secure network protocol that authenticate and encrypt the packet of the data that provide a secure encrypted communication between the two computers over the internet protocol network. Internet protocol include the filtering capability, so that only the selected traffic need to be considered. Now here the security for the IP datagram. Now here it provides a solution for all the internet traffic. Now here this IP and IP security will be implemented in the all operating system. Now the next general protocol are provide the security above the TCP layer, and these two protocols are called the SSL secure socket layer and the transport layer security. So now here this SSL is implemented before the TCP layer and after the HTTP layer. So now here SSL is used for the specific SSL is embedded in a specific package. Now the next is called the transport layer, the security for the TCP segment, right? Then it provides the solution for all the TCP based application, and it is implemented in all the application and the library. And here we can use the one example like OpenSSL. This is the one library it provide the security. It provides the security for the data over the network. Now the next is called the application level protocol. So the application level protocol, it is the security for application messages. Now here this application specific protocol is providing security for the specific or for the particular application level. Now this is implemented in only the single application. That means that in that if this protocol we are not use this protocol for the multiple application. We are used only for the single application. So now here we can use this as MIME means secure multi-purpose internet mail extension. Now so this is the location of the security protocol on a network layer, right? Now the next we are going to see what do we mean by secure socket layer. It provides the protection or it provides the security for the data over the network. So in that scenario we are going to use one protocol to provide the security from the client and the server. Means the SSL provide the security from the client network to the server network. So so for that purpose we are use the secure socket layer by implementing the SSL. SSL, we can provide the security for the data over the network. Now it provides the security for the data from transfer between the web server and the web browser. Now, this SSL provides the security service between the TCP and the application that use the TCP. Now, the another version of the secure socket layer is called the transport layer services. Now, this SSL and the TLS provide the confidentiality using the symmetric encryption and the message integrity using the message authentication code. Now you know that the what do you mean by confidentiality and what do you mean by message integrity, right? So this is SSL provide the confidentiality and the message integrity of the data. Now this SSL and TLS include the protocol mechanism to enable two TCP user to determine the security mechanism and the services they will be used. That means that this SSL and TLS provide the different security mechanism and the different services to the users. Now this SSL is designed to make use for the TCP to provide the reliable end-to-end secure services. It means you know that TCPs provide the reliable service between two users. Now the two important SSL concepts are there. This SSL implemented by using the different protocols. Like that, the four types of protocol are used in SSL. The first secure SSL record protocol, then the handshaking protocol, alert protocol, and the change cipher spec protocol. So, and it will be implemented. It will be implemented just above the TCP and below the HTTP. So now, before going to see the SSL, there is two main important concepts must be implemented. So there are two most important concepts called the connection and the second is the session. So the connection, it means in the order of the communication between the client and the server, first thing is as you know that in order to the communication between the client and server, so first thing is transport. So transport provide the service. Transport to provide the service to the client and server. The transport provide the service, and that we can we also call as a connection. So first, connection should be established between the client and server, so that the client can communicate with the server and server will communicate with the client. Now, so that's why transport is provide the services. So connection is a transport to provide secure communication between the client and the server. Now every connection is associated with a one session. Now the session is a association between the client and server, and based on the session the client and the server will be communicated. Now here in the session the temporary time period will be considered. So temporary time period will be considered. Now let's take an example. In the bank, we observe the bank site. If you log in to the net banking site, just ideal the net banking site through 2 or 3 minutes ideal, then it will get the alert message to the user. Okay, now your session has been expired. Re-login to access the services. Now the session consists of the number of connection, and the session has been created automatically. It consists of a multiple connection. Now so every session will be identify using the different parameters which can be used can be used by the connection, which can be used by all the connection in the particular session. So let us see let us have a look on the session state parameter and the connection state parameter. So now the first thing, the session state parameter. So there are different type of session parameters are involved in SSL layer. So now the first state is a session identifier. It means it is the random byte sequence to identify the particular session. It means here we are considering it is the some random byte sequence through which we can identify the particular session. Now the second is a peer certificate. Peer certificate, we can say that it is the client certificate, and here we are use the peer certificate is a X509 certificate, and here we are having in this certificate we are having the client public key and the signature algorithm parameters. Now the next parameter is called the compression method. So now here we are use the various algorithm to compress the data. Now the next session parameter is the cipher spec. Spec means the specification. So cipher spec, it means here we are use the some data encryption algorithm and the hash algorithm for the calculation for the MAC. Now the next is the master secret key. Now this master secret key is shared between the client and server. Now the resemble is resemble. So here this resemble, it is the one type of flag, and this flag is indicate if user want to initiate the new connection or it can use the existing connection. Now these all about the session parameter. Now we are going to see the connection state parameter. Now the first is server and the client random. It means that here it is the one byte sequence that are chosen by the server and the client for each connection. It means that this is the one type of byte sequence, and this byte sequence is chosen by the server and the client for each and every connection. Now the second is the server write MAC secret. That means that here the server generates the secret key, and the secret key is sent to the client. Now this secret key is generated by the server. Now the secret key is used in the message authentication code operation on the data sent by the server. Now the server has already generated the secret key, the same the client is already generated the secret key. Like the client write the MAC secret, it means that this key will be generated by the client, and this secret key is used in the MAC operation on the data sent by the client. It means this data is sent by the client, and server write MAC secret, this data sent by the server, and the server has generated the secret key. Same for the client write MAC secret key, the data is sent by the client and the secret key has been generated by the client. Now the next is the parameter is called the server write key. Here this server write key, it is used the conventional encryption key for the data encrypted by the server and decrypted by the client. Here this server write key, it is used for the conventional encryption key for the data, and this data is encrypted by the server, and it is sent to the server send this encrypted message to the client, and client will decrypt the message. Now the next parameter is called the client write key. So now before previous last point, the server write key, now here the client write key. It means that here it is also used for the conventional encryption key for the data encrypted by the client. It means that here the client has already encrypted the data, and this data is sent to the server. Now the server decrypt the data. Now the parameter is the initialization vector. Initialization vector, it means here we have used the what initialization vector act as a nonce. It means in a cipher block chaining mode, we already use the initialization vector. And initialization vector, it means that it is it's a collection of random number, or we can say that a timestamp. Now the next parameter is called the sequence number. So now here each and every party, it means the sender and receiver, maintain the separate sequence number for the transmitted and receive the message for each connection. Now when the sender send the packet with the sequence number to the receiver, now a receiver defragment the sequence number and the packet. Now it encrypt the message. Now it decrypt the message. So now here the one thing, the whatever sequence number has been sent by the sender, the same sequence number will be received by the receiver. So now this all are the we can say that the parameter of the session and the connection. I hope you understood this topic. Thank you.